In today's video, we're talking about something that could bring a much needed sigh of relief to millions of Americans, especially to our seniors and Social Security recipients. A brand new proposal is circulating in Washington that could provide a $1,400 one-time stimulus payment specifically targeted toward individuals receiving Social Security benefits, including SSI, SSDI, VA, railroad retirement, survivor, and spousal benefits. This is major news because for millions of Americans living on fixed incomes, every dollar counts. And right now, that $1,400 could mean the difference between surviving and falling behind. The economic strain we're seeing across the country has been relentless, and our nation's seniors have been feeling the brunt of it more than anyone else. Before we dive deeper, let me quickly introduce my channel, Truth Lens. This is where we take a closer look at the issues that truly matter to everyday Americans, cutting through political noise and giving you clear, fact-based updates. Here at Truth Lens, our focus is on truth, fairness, and clarity, especially for those who have spent their lives working hard, paying into the system, and now deserve the dignity of stability in retirement. Seniors and Social Security beneficiaries form the backbone of this nation, and our mission here is to shine a light on the stories that directly affect them, from benefit increases to cost of living updates and potential relief efforts like this one-time $1,400 stimulus. Now let's break this down. The push for a $1,400 targeted stimulus check for Social Security recipients has been gaining attention because of the current economic climate. Inflation continues to outpace income growth, and the cost of everything from groceries to prescription drugs has skyrocketed. A recent report from Fortune highlights how millions of Americans are now waiting for Black Friday just to afford groceries and essentials. Think about that. A shopping event that used to be about TVs and electronics has now become a lifeline for basic survival. For seniors living on fixed incomes, this situation is devastating. Many are cutting meals, skipping medications, or living in constant fear of the next utility bill. This proposal, backed by lawmakers like John Larson, Bernie Sanders, Ron Wyden, Debbie Dingell, and Mark O'Malley, is an effort to directly ease the pressure on America's most vulnerable populations. These leaders have joined forces to call on Congress to protect and strengthen Social Security, not just for current recipients, but for future generations as well. If approved, this $1,400 payment would reach millions of seniors, disabled individuals, veterans, and other beneficiaries who depend on federal support as their primary income source. The reason this specific proposal matters so much is because it acknowledges a painful truth that the Social Security cost of living adjustments, COLA, are not keeping up with real inflation. The formula currently used, known as CPIW, Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, is outdated and doesn't reflect how seniors actually spend their money. Seniors spend far more on healthcare, rent, and essentials like food and utilities than younger workers do. That's why lawmakers and advocacy groups, including the Senior Citizens League, TSCL, are pushing to switch to a new formula called CPIE, which stands for the Consumer Price Index for the elderly. Under CPIE, inflation would be measured according to the unique spending habits of seniors, leading to fairer benefit adjustments each year. Experts estimate that adopting CPIE could increase Social Security checks by $300 to $500 annually for millions of recipients. That might not sound like a lot to some, but for someone living on a fixed income, that can mean extra grocery trips, covering a copay, or keeping the heat on during winter. For the 74 million Americans receiving Social Security, SSDI, and SSI benefits, that kind of increase would make a world of difference. But even before that change happens, this proposed $1,400 one-time payment could provide immediate help. According to Shannon Benton, executive director of TSCL, this proposal is designed to restore some of the buying power lost since 2010. She explained that despite annual COLA adjustments, Social Security benefits have fallen significantly behind the actual cost of living. Prices have risen across nearly every category, but the benefit increases simply haven't kept pace. The $1,400 payment is meant to act as a financial cushion, a temporary but meaningful fix to help seniors and disabled Americans stay afloat during these difficult times. Right now, around 5 million seniors receive Social Security payments that fall below the poverty level, which is one of the most heartbreaking realities in our nation. These are individuals who have worked their entire lives, paid into the system, and still find themselves struggling just to cover basic necessities. Meanwhile, billions of U.S. taxpayer dollars continue to be sent overseas in aid packages, while those who built this country are left to fend for themselves. It's an injustice that's hard to ignore. Inflation has not just hit the working class, it has devastated retirees. In recent surveys, seniors report cutting back on groceries, relying more on food banks, or even skipping essential medical care due to high costs. Many have also lost access to SNAP food assistance programs, which provided a crucial safety net. And as CNN reported, a recent Supreme Court decision allowed the previous administration to pause full SNAP payments, which has further tightened the noose on low-income households. For seniors who already live paycheck to paycheck, losing those benefits can be catastrophic. This is why the $1,400 stimulus payment proposal is seen as not just financial relief, but also as a form of justice. A recognition that seniors and disabled Americans have been left behind in the current economic recovery. The money could go directly into the hands of those who need it most: retirees struggling to afford medicine, veterans on fixed incomes, widows and widowers trying to keep their homes, and disabled Americans managing medical expenses that increase year after year. In addition to the one-time payment, the broader push to change the inflation metric from CPIW to CPIE would represent a structural fix to how benefits are calculated. It's a long overdue correction to a system that has ignored the specific economic realities of older Americans. The Senior Citizens League has made this one of its top legislative priorities, calling on Congress to not only pass the $1,400 stimulus, but to permanently update how Social Security benefits grow over time. Let's not forget, the heart of this issue is dignity. After decades of hard work, seniors deserve more than just survival. They deserve security. They've paid into these programs, trusted the system, and expected that in their golden years they'd have the stability they earned. Yet every month, millions open their checkbooks and find themselves short, once again, watching their Social Security payments disappear into rising rents, soaring utility bills, and the skyrocketing costs of groceries and medication. For many seniors, the $1,400 payment might mean one less night of worry. It could help cover overdue bills, replace worn-out household items, or simply provide the comfort of knowing there's a small buffer in the bank for emergencies. And beyond the financial aspect,